Hello, my dear friends of good design, and welcome to the Daily Creative Challenges. I am your host, Julia Masalska. Welcome, everybody in the chat. Welcome, everybody joining us from YouTube. If you want to participate in the chat and ask questions live, head over to be.net/Adobe Live. This is where I'm going to be reading the chat and answering your questions. Welcome everybody on Behance. We have Janice, Katarina, Uma Korn, Jay, Wade is here, and Tiana is also joining from Toronto, Canada. Let me know where y'all are from. Don't be shy. Say hi in the chat. Come ask questions, and let me know how y'all are doing, what you all are up to on this Wednesday. All right, friends. So, Daily Creative Challenges. What is this? What are Daily Creative Challenges? Oh, okay, interesting. Looks like my streaming app is a little, is acting up. So we'll see what we can do here. All right, friends. So I don't know what exactly is happening, but let's chat first. So Daily Creative Challenges, what is this actually? Daily Creative Challenges are here for you to learn. Every single day we learn a tool, and we want to learn Adobe Illustrator. We want to learn new tricks, new techniques, and this series of Daily Creative Challenges is all about designing logos and logo design. So I'm really, really excited to show you some new techniques. Let's see what is going on with my mouse. Oh, okay, now it's back. All right, looks like it was my mouse. All right, my friends, so let's jump into my screen, and this is our Daily Creative Challenge page on behance.net/challenge/illustrator. This is where you can connect with the community. If you click community chat, you can receive challenge notifications. If you click take the challenge via email, and of course our community chat is our amazing Discord channel where you can submit your artwork, and this is what that looks like. So here we have a lot of submissions from yesterday. How cool is that? We have some amazing work from Umar, looks like. And wow, this is amazing. Some amazing geometric designs here. We have Donnie here with some, letter marks. So Friday, how cool is that? And then we also have another one here by Jay. Really, really cool. Mauna Creative. Very nice. Very nice work, everyone. I'm so happy to see all of your submissions. And here we have some cool techniques going on. Looks like an imprint on paper. Challenge number 6. Very nice. Cool. Typographic logo. Looks like you all are having a lot of fun, and I'm really, really happy to see that. So thanks for your submissions. So what's going on today? And that you can also see on the Daily Creative Challenge page. If you scroll down, you can see that we have abstract mark as a topic today, and we're going to be designing an abstract mark using geometric shapes and the divide tool. And some of you might know that the divide tool is one of my favorite tools in Adobe Illustrator, just because it's like a cookie cutter and everybody loves cookies. So we get into that in a second. To get the starter file, click Get Started right here. You can also rewatch all the past challenges and also get the starter files when clicking on Get Started. Awesome. So this is that. Let's jump right into this. And this is what the starter file looks like. A little bit like the Audi logo, but I wanted to prep some of the circles for you guys to be able to design quickly and easily. All right, so if you zoom into the little instruction that I've made for you here, you can see all the shortcuts we want to learn today. We want to learn the shortcut V for the selection tool. We want to learn the shortcut A for the direct selection tool, where we can actually access the vector points. Then we want to learn the shortcut T for the type tool, right? And then we also have the ellipse tool with the shortcut L for ellipse. And then we have the Pathfinder tool, where we can align things, Command Shift and F9. All right, so this is this. And so when you access the file, what I would like you to start with is to start playing around with these objects. And for now, also let's lock the background. So I'm clicking on the rectangle in the back, and I'm clicking Command and 2. There we go. Now we can select these circles and the background is not going to be selected or moved around, which is kind of something that we want to achieve. Hi Annika, hi Fabio, hi Susan, and Robert is joining us. Amazing, amazing people. Cool. So let's get started with these circles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an abstract mark that's kind of shaped by circles. So let's move these around a little bit, maybe create something like that, or maybe we can create a circle that kind of creates kind of like a moon, and then something like this. Make sure to whenever you align these circles, make sure that they are kind of over crossing each other. So I see that this one kind of needs to be aligned a little bit more. Let's see now. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty much perfect. All right, so now we can select all of these and we can go to the Pathfinder and we're going to use the divide tool right here. So that's what that looks like. And we're going to click divide. And I think the divide tool is a really, really cool tool. What it's going to do is it's going to cut all of those shapes into each other. So all of these shapes, wherever they cross paths, they're going to be cut into each other. So let's do that. Now you can see we can go in and we can also change the outline to the fill right here. I'm going to simply swap them. Let's see, let's select the object again and swap. There we go. So now we have all of these shapes as part of these three circles and they are already cut into each other. So what we want to do is we want to remove some of these shapes now, and we are going to create this type of design right here. So this is one, and let's experiment a little bit further. Let's experiment what else we can do with this. With other shapes. So we're going to select the ellipse tool and we're going to create a couple more circles. Maybe we're going to create a smaller one as well, just like that. Maybe something like this, and maybe another one right here. So what will that look like for us? Let's take these two circles right here and let's align them first so that they're nice and on the same level, right? I'm going into my align tools and I'm clicking vertical align. Then we have a perfect alignment of these circles, and now we're going to bring them into this top shape. First of all, we're going to group these with Command and G, and we're going to select the circle and the group of circles, and we're going to align them in the center. Horizontal align center, just like that. All right, so I'm actually just experimenting and seeing what I can do with this. So I'm going to select all of these, and again I'm going back into the divide tool. And in the same way, you can also feel free to experiment and see what you will get out of this. I just want you to try out the tool, and I want you to see different combinations and what else can come out of this. So again, I have divided this, and now I'm going to remove all of these parts, and now we have something interesting going here. Look, this kind of almost reminds me of like a flower or some type of something maybe that has to do with nature, or something that maybe has to do with a human that's who's holding their hands like that. So just another shape. And we are going to experiment a little bit further and see what we are going to come up with. And I want you to do the same. Just don't be afraid. And there's always Command Z if you don't like what you kind of come out with. You can still play around, and you can also go ahead and go back and swap this to the fill. And just for you who are new to Illustrator, to create a copy, I'm holding Option and I'm creating a copy of the circle, just like that. And in the same way, I can also do something like this, where I am creating circles that are kind of overlapping each other in that way. And I'm going to center align these two by clicking horizontal align center. And here I'm going to align these two as well by clicking vertical align center. There we go. Now we have these 4 perfect circles, and I'm going to select all of these, and I'm going back into my Pathfinder, and I'm going to click divide. Now I'm going back and swapping it into the fill. There we go. And now I'm going to remove some of these elements. So I guess I'm going to, or you can also make a copy of that. So let's create a copy of this. Have I divided it already? Now I have divided it. Okay. So Now I'm going to make a copy, and maybe we can create an experiment where we remove different shapes from here and see what kind of different results we can get. All right, so now I have removed these shapes. Now I'm going to try and remove those other shapes, those large ones. And you can see it's the same kind of arrangement of shapes, but we can still get different results, right? So what else can we do? Maybe we can, okay, so we have removed these, we have removed those. Now maybe we can do a partial kind of composition where we remove that and maybe just leave this. Or what if we remove these two and then we recolor the inner ones? We can recolor that too if you want. So let's recolor those into maybe a different color, just like that. And in the same way, you can feel free to experiment and see what you're gonna come up with these shapes. All right, so this kind of reminds of a flower. Maybe this can be also a different color. All right, something like that. And maybe these can be green. Let's see, I always like to take off tones. So let's make that yellow a little bit less bright, maybe go into the more white direction, something like that. And here you can also feel free to experiment with color. Now we can also go in and experiment with combining shapes. So we can use the rectangle tool, for example, and we can also use the ellipse tool. What can we come up with when we work with these shapes? Maybe something like that, where we have an ellipse, another ellipse, and maybe we can adjust these ellipses to do something interesting here. Maybe something like that. Let's copy this one real quick. There we go. And let's turn this 180 degrees, holding shift, or actually 90 degrees only. And now let's see what we can come up with here. What will we get out of this? And to better see the shapes, you can make them white. Let's remove this one. So let's play around with that one first. There we go. And I'm not sure what I'm going to come up with, but let's see. I'm going back into the divider tool and I'm going to remove all of those. And I have this interesting shape that I can also use for a logo, right? So I would like you all to experiment and kind of see what you're gonna come up with. We also have some of my favorites right here. So I like this one a lot. I think that could be a great logo element. This one could also work really, really well. Now what we can also do is, I'm going to remove this one for now. What we can also do is we can create shapes inside shapes. So I can use the rectangle tool and create a rectangle inside the circle and do something like that where I'm aligning these two. And again, I'm using the divide tool, or I can also use the minus front tool here because I have the rectangle in the front. I can do something like that. And that can also be an interesting logo, right? By the way, another thing is that you can still go in and adjust those shapes inside the shapes, right? Once you cut them out, you can still double click into them and you can adjust them, right? All right, so that could also be a nice logo element right here. Cool. So I would like you to experiment with these and then submit them into our Discord channel. And I'm going to share the link in just a second. Feel free to organize your shapes and feel free to also add a name to them. Maybe you have something. Let's say this one is called Chance. Chance. What a nice word. Okay, let's see what type of faces we have here. Maybe an extra light, and here I'm going to make it all caps, and I'm going to make that larger. I'm going to increase the size of the font right here. Maybe this could already be a logo, right? So it's fun to experiment, and after you're done experimenting, I would like you to go to the Discord right here under the hashtag challenge. Oops, there we go. challenge hashtag. And this is where you can post your work. And another way to get there is also using this link, bit.ly/AI Discord. This is the link to this exact Discord channel that I'm showing right here. And to post your work, you can go in here and click the little plus element and upload your file. Or you can simply drag and drop your file. Oh, look, little Shy is already submitting challenge 1 and 2 combination. That's also great. I love that. Awesome. Why is my live stream short? Adnan is asking. Yeah, 30 minutes. We want to make the challenges as simple as possible for you all. So yeah, that's why we want to make them easy to follow and quick. All right. Let's see. Anush is saying dig the session. Nice. Jay is saying, yeah, it reminds me of Rebel Alliance emblem. Okay. Interesting. Let's experiment a little bit further. We do have a couple minutes left. So let's push these up top and let's go back in with circles, with ellipses, if you want to be precise. And by the way, to create a perfect circle, because if you are starting creating an ellipse, you don't usually get a circle, but if you hold shift, it will get locked into a perfect circle and it will keep the perfect proportions. All right, let's get back and create an outline. So we're using the fill here to be able to see the shape a little bit better. Now let's create something where we can repeat an item. So for example, let's take this and I'm going to actually, let me push this just a little bit like that. Let's create a divide out of these two. And you know, having simplicity like this can also be nice sometimes. So I'm clicking divide, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ungroup these. So I'm going to select Command Shift and G so that I have single shapes right there. And this can be a really nice kind of esoteric looking logo. So if you take that shape and then this one also, and if you kind of arrange them like that, this can also be an interesting logo that almost kind of reminds of a maybe like esoteric kind of natural brand. And let's go in and swap the fill and stroke like that. Look, this is kind of cool. This is kind of interesting, right? We have these half circles, kind of almost reminds of moon cycles. So if we take that, and then maybe we can even play with the width of it or make it like a little bit thinner, smaller, larger. Experiment. I want you all to experiment and to see what will work best. And maybe these two can be a little bit smaller. So something like that. And maybe this object can be slightly larger. And look, how cool is this? They're kind of getting into each other, kind of like an onion with different layers. Nice. I like this. This looks very interesting. And this all is just made out of these simple shapes. So just a cutout out of a circle, right? And we can play around with those things as well. So now to make it a little bit more precise, I'm going in and I'm going to align them vertically, center. And now they're kind of almost touching each other, but not quite. So in this case, what I want to do is I either want to make them touch completely, or I want to remove them just a little bit, give them just a little bit of space. So it looks like it's on purpose, right? Whenever we're designing, we want it to make it look like it's on purpose. All right. Now this is fun, and now we can also go in and recolor some of these things. So we can take the back ones and make them a different color, maybe like a golden color. This could be a nice logo element for like a wellness brand. Let's see, or something that has to do with, I don't know, maybe yeah, this is cool. It almost looks like a crown. Let's see, let's make this a little bit darker. Yeah, cool. And you know, changing the color here gives it dimensionality. right? So yeah, I want you all to experiment and to see what you can come up with these simple shapes. And oh, look, that's nice. It almost looks like some kind of hotel logo. Let's call it the Western Hotel. Almost looks like the Eastern, actually. There we go. Cool. Look, this could also already be a nice little logo exploration for your future projects. So here we can also play around with a font and see what will work here. Maybe something like Rosella engraved. And here, this font is actually really fun. You can see that this font has a lot of variety. You can have like a flourish pattern in it. You can have an inline. You can have it just solid, which I'm going to stick with, or you can have a decoration or hatched. So really cool. I love this. And I'm going to use the same color as here. It almost looks very luxurious, right? So yeah, that's how, people invent new shapes, by experimenting. And the divide tool can be a really, really good help creating those random experimental shapes. All right, so I'm going to put all of these to the side, and I want you to pick and choose your favorite option that you've created out of all the experiments, and I want you to put that into the center, and I want you to outline it, Command Shift and O, and make it quite large so it's visible when you submit it. And then we can export the file by going to File, Export, Export As, and we can use the artboard as export as PNG or JPEG, whatever you prefer. And I'm going to click Export. Okay, there we go. All right, so who has some logos out? I'd love to know. Cool. Feel hungry after this. Okay, quick question. Can you make a rooftop wide one? I'm struggling with home remodeling logo. Rooftop, a wide rooftop. I'm not sure exactly what kind of shape you're talking about. Is it more of like a triangle roof, or is it more of, does it have any kind of shape? So, but you can still experiment with this. So you can use the rectangle tool and you can create a rectangle, then turn it 90 degrees because your roof will look like somewhat like this. And then we're going to add some color to this so we can see the shape, right? And then let's create another rectangle or square, and I'm using Shift to create an even square, right? So you can create something like this and maybe something like this. So you can be a little bit more abstract designing, you don't have to be quite as direct in the symbolism. And the more abstract, the more unique it will be. And I'm going to align them and space them evenly right now. So this is how that works. Distribute spacing, align, click on the three dots for more options, and distribute spacing. And now we can go back into the divide tool and divide those shapes. And now we just remove everything that we don't need. So we're going to remove all of these right here. And then we're going to remove some of those. There we go. And we're kind of getting something that looks almost like a roof. So how about we remove this shape right here. And there we go. We already have some kind of roof looking logo, but it's quite abstract. So how cool, right? And it's so quick. And you can also remove some of the elements if you want right here. Something like that. I think could totally work for like a company that has to do with roofs. So yeah, there you go. A little logo design hack for you. All right, so my friends, I have exported actually already my artwork. And now I'm going back into my Discord and I'm going to post my work right here by just either adding it with a plus element, or I'm going to just drag and drop it. That's what I'm gonna do now. All right, so mind blowing. I need the angle to be much wider. Feel free to experiment with wide angles, and you can also distort your rectangles. So you can go in, and whenever you create a rectangle, something like that, you can go in and you can take the points, for example, this one right here, and you can pull it down to make it wider, a wider angle. And then you can remove this one, and there you have your wide roof, right? And then you can just copy paste these and do the exact thing that I just did earlier. All right, my friends, so we're getting to an end, and I'm going to post my design real quick. All right, there it is. And I'm just going to drag and drop it into the chat right here. Boom. And I'm going to upload it. And I have my challenge already here. All right, my friends. So I hope this was fun for you, and don't be scared to experiment. Don't be scared to make mistakes, and just see what's going to come out of this, and what you will come up with. I'm so excited to see your designs and your favorites. You feel free to post the experiment with it as well if you want. And I will see you all tomorrow for the next challenge. Have a wonderful day and stay tuned for the program. Bye bye.